Hello and a warm welcome here to this little introduction to my favorite graphite drawing materials. So I'm going to show you in this small video what my absolute basic necessities plus a little extra graphite materials would be or is. So before we go about showing you, I just wanted you to know that I have a ton of graphite materials. I love it all, and you can mix and match so many different graphite materials, brands, whatever. So just regard this like an inspiration to get started, see what you have and how you can collect your own set of graphite materials for sketching, and just do whatever feels right for you. That's just important for me to say up front, that this is not like a recipe for what you need to have. It's just a good suggestion. So let's go and just review the different items and a little bit of how and why for each of them. So here is just my very old and trusted pencil case. I just wanted to put that in the video because I love it. It's an old pencil case here from Denmark. I'm from Denmark. So this one has been my good drawing friend for many, many years. I'm not really sure how old it is, but I think it's from the 40s or the 50s or something like that. I inherited this one from my grandfather, who also loved drawing. But anyways, so that's why the box. It's nice with a little pencil case for your pencils to bring around in your bag or whatever if you wish to sketch on the go. So that's nice. It's just a small one. So let's open it up and see what's inside. You can see here a lot of different things, and once more, you just really take this as an inspiration, as a guide, and just find out what you have. So some of it is a little bit random, but let's dig in a little bit. So the number one, let's take them a little bit in order of importance, I would say, or like necessity. Yeah, so the most basic item is the very good old trusted average pencil. With that alone, you can go a long, long way. So that's an HB pencil. That means it's the same hardness as the one you use for writing. It's a basic graphite pencil. This one is from the brand Caran d'Ache, but that's really just random, it's arbitrary. I also have a lot of pencils from Faber-Castell. In the past, I had a big love for pencils from Staedtler, and there are so many nice pencil brands. So just don't worry too much about that. It's not a recommendation as such with the brands. Just buy some nice quality graphite pencils, any brand you like. That makes sense to you. So this is the good old HB graphite pencil. So I think I'm gonna order them a little bit in small batches so you can see what is the most important. Maybe we should do that. I'll just put this up here. So HB pencil is the most important item. So you can see, okay, if I only need or want the very, very basics, then this is it, and then you can go from right to left. So on top of that, I would say it is nice to have a pencil also that is a little bit softer. So that could be different hardnesses or softnesses. It doesn't need to be 2B. They come with HB in the middle in case you're brand new to graphite pencils, and then to the one side you have numbers with like a number and then a B, 2B, 3B, 4B, and so on. They get softer, softer, and softer. And then on the other side, you would have them say H and then go H2, H3, 4, and so on. And then it would get harder and harder and harder. Lighter, lighter, and harder, like more like gray touch on the paper. So, but those are not those I have the most of. But one pencil that is a little bit softer, that's also nice to have. So if you're just gonna buy 2 pencils, for instance, then I would maybe recommend you to buy HB and 2B. Then also it is super nice to have some erasers. I do use my erasers a lot as drawing tools, so I'm a little bit geeky about erasers. So any good standard eraser is nice to have. It's a little bit chunky. I use them for making white effects on my drawing, we could say, or drawing in white, but that's over in the drawing instruction department. But I don't use the erasers for like eradicating my drawings. That's not what we're going to use them for. So, but some kind of standard eraser, that's nice to have, and you can get it anywhere. So that's probably a good place to start. Then if you want a little bit more fancy with erasers, I have 2 erasers that I love and I use them all the time for drawing, not for erasing as such, but for drawing. Those are 2 types of stick erasers and they are very different. The one is kind of average eraser that comes like in a little stick here, and you can make white line work and all kinds of stuff, but I'm going to show you that in my drawing lessons. This is just like a walkthrough of materials. So this one is called Mono Zero, and it's from Tombow brand. They do have 2 different types of stick eraser just to make things even more confusing. I usually use this one. There's another one as well. I'm just going to show you. It's wider and it's a little bit harder. I don't use that all that much, but mysteriously they do have the same exterior. They are the same text is on the outside of them, but those I recommend for, you know, the type of drawing instruction you'll get from me is this one, the round one. Okay, you can see it's round. The other one is a little bit more angular, we could say. You can see that. Okay, so that's a really good one. It's very cheap and you can get refills for them as well. Okay, yeah. And then I have another favorite eraser that is a pen eraser from Faber-Castell. It's called Perfection 7058. Perfection 7058. So that's also a really nice eraser that goes well with what you'll learn in my drawing lessons. So we could put them over here, and then also I tend to use a lot of kneaded eraser. Not that I use a lot of it, but I use it a lot. You just need one little piece. My favorite one is from Faber-Castell brand. Just to show you the brand name. So that's just a pencil, but Faber-Castell. And then their kneaded erasers, nice and soft and very good quality. You can get all sorts of kneaded eraser. Just buy whatever you can get your hands on. But if you're asking for a recommendation, I do recommend the Faber-Castell one. They come in a little like transparent plastic box, and then you take them out, and I'll show you in the drawing lessons how to use them. So that's also a nice thing to have. Then let's keep it super simple and as cheap as possible. These are really cheap drawing materials, right? Then also it's nice to have some tools for smudging your graphite, making like smooth surfaces and so on. You can use a lot of different tools for that, but one really basic and almost for free thing is just good old cotton pads from the bathroom. So this one is already smudged with graphite, you can see. So I use those to smudge, and I'll show you that in the lessons as well. So that's one key item for me, believe it or not. Here is my oldest one. Can you believe it? This one is plus 10 years old, and I'll never throw it out. It's so nicely saturated with graphite, and I use it for smudging. So it is unfortunately coming apart. But you can see, yes. So those I keep, and sometimes I bring in a new one. But that's a very good and absolutely for free smudging tool for graphite. So this could be a basic set, and it's very, very budget friendly, and you can make amazing art just with this. Just one more thing would be, of course, a pencil sharpener. You can also sharpen with a knife. I tend to do that, as long as you use soft graphite pencils, it's very effective with a pencil sharpener as well. And it's not like I recommend any special pencil sharpener. There are many good pencil sharpeners, but the one I tend to come back to is also from Faber-Castell and looks like this. It's just the basic one. You can get a lot of fancy cases for pencil erasers, but yes, that collects the scraps and so on. But I tend to just use this one, and I sharpen them down into my little jar here. So, but one thing is that it really blunts. They, you know, the blades here, they get blunt really fast. So I'm often asked about pencil sharpeners that doesn't work properly, and usually the problem is that they are overused and you need to replace them. So as soon as my sharpener gets blunt and I kind of start to get irritated and it doesn't really work well, you need to buy a new one of the same or replace the blade. So what I do, here comes some geeky stuff, is that I buy cheaper pencil sharpeners. This one is from Koh-i-Noor brand, and the case is really not very good. I like this one a lot, but then I take these off and put them over here, and then I put these ones to recycle. So that is how I go about it. But my favorite case that I find your pencils fits very nicely in them and so on and so forth, that's the ones from Faber-Castell. I just really love them. But then replace the blades from cheaper ones, but the blades are the same. There are different blades, so that's kind of a little bit tricky, but these ones are the same blades. Yeah, so that's a basic set. So let's go over that. It's normal pencil, normal eraser, just any brand, kneaded eraser, some stick erasers, we just went over that, 2 graphite pencils. In this case, I would recommend to begin with HB and 2B, some smudging tools, and of course you need something to sharpen your pencils with. That could be a good place to start. So let's proceed a little bit further into it. So if you want to go a little bit deeper and buy some more graphite materials, it is nice to also have a range of graphite pencils. They come all the way from the middle HB, and then they go all the way up to 9B and 9H. That's a lot of pencils. I don't use all those pencils. But 2 that I do use is F. So that one falls out of the range a little bit. So F is a little bit harder than HB. I like it a lot. And then also it's nice with a B pencil. That's the one that goes between HB and 2B, so that's a nice pencil as well. So, and for some of the techniques I'm going to show you in my drawing lessons, it's also nice to have something soft, some really soft graphite. So that could be like a normal graphite pencil, but that is all the way, this one is all the way up to 8B. So you already have a lot of stuff. Just see what you have. Maybe you can find a 5B or 7B, whatever. But if you're going to buy one, then for example, just buy the softest one. It has the most smudgy graphite. So that could be 8B. And you can see this one is from Faber-Castell. I haven't even used it yet, but I'll show you why I haven't used it yet. So let's put it in this department here. The middle section is going to be like expanding on the basic set. So that is for adding smudgy, soft areas for your graphite drawings. I'll show you that in the lessons as well. The tool or material I most often use for that is this fancy one. So this one is, these are a little hard to get your hands on some places. That's why I'm showing you this, because it's working in exactly the same way. It does the same, it's just graphite. Here is a graphite stick. That is 9B. It could be 8B or 7B as well. Doesn't really matter. So, but this is a pure graphite stick. And this one is from it's from Caran d'Ache. They are called Graph Cube, and I really like those. I just have this one. I only use it for smudges. I'll show you how in the lessons. But it's not necessary. You know, this is the basics that you'll need first. This is just to expand a little bit on it. But if you want more graphite materials and just love to buy materials, this is nice to have as well. So like that. And well, I also use a lot of mechanical pencils. I think that comes from my childhood. I did draw a lot with mechanical pencils, so I just, you know, I just feel comfortable with it. So I do have a lot of mechanical pencils, and I have them with HB, B, 2B, F, H, different hardnesses of the leads inside. So but the one I use the most is probably, let's see if I have it here. Yeah, that's probably my 0.5. That's just the average size with lead inside that is F hardness. That's because I like to use these for little bit of controlled and more like fine line work, and it's my favorite. I also use my HB a lot, and it's just average mechanical pencils, nothing fancy about it. And if you want to know, the leads I usually buy is from Faber-Castell. That's not a recommendation, I just happen to like them, and they're easy to buy in the store that I usually buy leads in. But there are many different wonderful brands of leads. That could be Stettler also, or Caran d'Ache, whatever. Yeah, so let's put one of those here. You're probably asking, what kind of pencil is that, Ida? So just to be sure you know, this one is the one I find it's very convenient to hold. I really like it, but it's a little bit pricey. But it's called TK Fine. Can you see that? TK Fine Vario L 0.5. That's their like pricey case for mechanical pencil drawing. So, but I also have others, just so you know. For example, I have some that looks like, let me see if I can find it. Maybe I can, maybe I cannot. It seems like it's gone. But I also have some of these. These are some old ones I inherited from my grandfather as well. I have a whole bunch of different ones. It really doesn't matter. Just buy whatever you can find. So yes, some mechanical pencils are nice to have. It's just one maybe. But if you want different hardnesses of leads, you need more, so you can put them in, and then yeah, I'll put a little sign on them what it is. So that's just a little bit of clip out from a post-it note and then some tape over it. So it's very fancy. All right, so that would be some graphite bonus materials. It really is bonus materials. You can make wonderful drawings with the small set here. Smudgers, as I said, you can smudge with all kinds of different materials. I like to smudge with brushes. These are a little bit makeup-like brushes. I have a small one for smudging small areas, and a bigger one, and so on and so forth. I have a big one here also. These are just extra materials, just to inspire you. So, and then you can also buy the blending stumps. Those are also really nice to smudge with. I used them a lot in the past. I tend to more like use brushes now, but those are really nice as well. So you can buy those in sets if you like, or just buy one, two, but you can use them for like smudging and precision shading and stuff. So those are really nice as well. Let's put them there. I'll put this one away because it's not really necessary. You can do the same thing with these ones. Yeah, so that's nice. And if you start to draw with a lot of graphite, it can be nice. You can, of course, that really doesn't belong when you sketch on the go. I never use stuff like that when I sketch outside of my house, but when I sketch at home by my table, I like to have something to put my hand on so I don't smudge my drawings. Two of my favorite things for that is like a pan pastel lid. You can just use any lid from a jar. This one is transparent, that's kind of why I like it, but it could be any lid from any jar. So that's nice for protecting your drawing against smudging. And I also have a homemade tool for that. It's a piece of wood here, and then I've taped two match sticks on the bottom. It's very primitive, but then if I put that over my drawing, then it kind of hovers over my drawing and it doesn't touch the drawing, and then I can kind of put my hand in different places without smudging my my drawing. So, but that's, again, it's bonus materials. So let's put those up here because it's really just in the bonus department. It's might have, not need to have at all. Yeah, and then bonus. These days I love to have a little bit of fun on my drawings with adding touches of gold, and I'm often asked about what I use. Now you can add any gold materials to your graphite drawings, really, but what I tend to come back to is gold watercolor. So, and I'm often asked which one I use. So the one I use, again, it's based on what's convenient to buy here where I live, is Schminke and their gold watercolor. So this is a tube, as you can probably see. You can buy it in tubes or pans. I buy it in tube and fill my pans myself because that's easier in the long, or cheaper. It's cheaper in the long run. So it's the one I use specifically is called Horadam Aquarelle 893 Gold Schminke brand. So that's the one. You can buy it in a pan as well. So that would be cheaper, but in the long run, it's cheaper with the if you refill with a tube. So here is my gold pen. I always use this when I do the actual painting. It lives in my watercolor box, so that's a little bit tricky. But here it is, and you can see I used it recently. So yeah, here's my gold pen for the gold color, and then I just fill it down here. So yeah, so that's it, but we'll just put the little tube here. And then different kinds of gold pens can be super lovely and fun as well. I just have the Posca pens. So that's three different sizes of Posca pens. So it's the thick one, PC 5M, PC 3M, and then I use the PC 1MR. There are two of the small ones. I tend to buy these ones. I like them very much. So, but one thing is that some of the gold materials are a little bit greenish. I'm sure if you have experimented with gold, you might have seen that. And here I'll say that the Horadam Schminke gold one, it has a nice golden, warm glow. I really love this one. So that's very recommendable. And then for the application of watercolor gold, if you choose to go with that, is some small brushes or any brushes you have. These are just like average watercolor brushes. There's one synthetic and one sable. It doesn't really matter. So that's very arbitrary as well. So like that. Yeah. So that was kind of a mini introduction to some of my favorite graphite materials. Really, I do have a lot of stuff. I have boxes full of graphite materials. I'm kind of a graphite material hoarder. But so don't hold back, you know, but in the end of the day, for basic sketching, let's keep it real and affordable. This is the set. You can come very far with just that. That's it. So that's what I would recommend to begin with. So let's keep them a little bit apart. This one, let's put this one over here. So, and then this one. Let's put something in between it so you can really see that it's two different kind of sets. Basic set, and then you can expand over here if you like. So I hope that could be a little bit of inspiration, and I'm looking very much forward to share lots of drawing knowledge with you in the drawing lessons, wherever you find my drawing lessons. Could be in many different situations. You have lots of drawing lessons. So, but happy drawing, and let me know what you think in a comment below.